What's up, everybody? Welcome to Cults and Conspiracy. I am Jay. This is Ed, and we are finally going over the Thule Society Part 2. Fortunately, real life happened last week, and we weren't able to make the show, but we're back this week. Ed probably going, I don't know nothing about these people.
Oh, I know.
Oh, do you?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's good. That's good. I thought
Listen.
before you said you didn't.
No, I know some, like not a whole lot, but I know some stuff about them.
Well, last week we went over the origins, who, some of their belief systems, who, what they were. This week we're going to be going over their activities, their disillusion, a little bit conspiracy theory, and then their effects on pulp culture. So that's what this week is. Next week, I think we're starting the Raelians. If not, because I know Chris has got a weird work schedule going on. If not, I got something in the weeds that I'll save for next week if we're not doing the Raelians. So that should be interesting. Because if we don't, if Chris can't start with the rails, I may start with a different cult myself. So
Okay.
Yeah, Chris is not going to be able to do it. So we'll pop up and I got something in the works for next week, so we'll cover that. So how you doing, Ed?
I'm surviving. I'm making it.
4 more days?
Yeah, 4 more days until I'm allowed back on Twitter, if I even decide to go back on Twitter. I don't
know. The angry Buddhist. So just big howdy to everybody in the chat. Wooly, Sandy, Lizzie, Bobby. That man, love me some Bobby. That Chris dude that thinks he's the shiznit in the back working his stuff while he's working. Yeah. So we ready to do this, or you got something you want to talk about before we begin?
No, we can jump into this.
Sweet. All right. So the Thule Society, we knew last week started in early 1900s, led right to that German party. So we're gonna start right off with the activities and what they actually did while they were there. They weren't around for very long. I think it was like 13 years or something like that, if I remember right. It's been like 2 weeks. So the Thule Society attracted about 250 followers in Munich and about 1,500 in Greater Bavaria. Its meetings were often held in a luxury hotel. I'm not going to try to pronounce that word, which translates to the Four Seasons Hotel in Munich. The followers of the Thule Society were Sabatendorf's own admission, little interested in occult theories. Instead, they were interested in racism and combating Jews and communists. Go ahead.
That's true, but they were interested in occult stuff. It was like a pseudoscience belief. They called it something else though. Like I don't know. I can't remember. Like broader sciences or something like that. And they did believe in them somewhat. They were all right. We're going to get into this later from what you said. Captain America.
Mm-hmm.
The way, that all starts off with, high-ranking German official, becomes the Red Skull due to this scientific research. And then that scientist, comes to America, whatever, he gets the formula correct and creates Captain America out of a 90-pound weakling. The Thule Society was hoping to find some kind of ancient, technology from occult beliefs that would actually do that. And they were very big into astrology. That was one of their main things. So they did kind of believe in a lot of that stuff, but yeah, it was all centered around, racism and trying to take over the world.
Okay. Nevertheless, Sabetendorf planned and failed to kidnap the Bavarian Socialist Prime Minister Kurt Eisner in December of 1918. During the Bavarian Revolution of April 1919, Thulists were accused of trying to infiltrate its government and attempting a coup. On the 26th of April, the communist government in Munich raided the society's premises and took 7 of its members into custody, executing them on April 30th. Damn, that's a quick turnaround.
Yeah, they ain't wasting
4 days.
No time.
4 days. Caught, captured, killed in 4 days.
Yep.
Amongst them were Walter Neuhaus and 4 well-known aristocrats, including Countess Helia von Westarp, who functioned as the group secretary, and Prince Gustav of Thurn and Taxis, who were related to several European royal families. In response, the Thule organized a citizens' uprising as white troops entered the city on May 1st. That's. I wish Chris was here because he knew a little bit more about this. But the European royal families don't take too kindly to their people stepping out and being fucksticks.
No, no, they don't like that at all.
Yeah, they're kind of like, that's naughty. Oh, let's see here. Stalker's here. So, Godless Granny, how you doing? Oh, so I want to make something clear before we go here any farther. Chris was on Claire S. Bear's channel yesterday, and through the whole thing, he kept spouting that I was trying to take over his channel. We already know that Hereticals already belongs to me. I'm just letting him hear out of the kindness of my heart, and he says we were trying to. He's trying to replace me for Jade, and I hate to tell.
All right. So the good news is we've just replaced.
Nice try. So yeah. You should have seen it. If you guys get a chance, go to Claire's channel and watch that stream. It was lots of fun. I wasn't there. I was just in the chat. So, but yeah, I had to get that out there because it's funny. And Claire will be joining us this Friday for Six Pack, so that ought to be fun.
Well, don't worry, everybody. They keep fighting like this. I'll just slap them around a little bit, and I'll take over the fucking channel.
Raven, where'd you go? Raven says the second ad is 3 minutes long. It's like they want people to skip the ads. Yeah, so the longer you let the ads run, the more money we get. But that's all up to you guys because, I mean, it's like pennies. But hey, pennies is pennies.
Honestly, some of them ads are more like videos. Like an ad pops up and it tells me it's 14 minutes and 30 seconds. Fuck you.
We had one. Raven can probably remember how long it was, but it was something like 2 hours long. It was like a full movie in front of like a music video or something like that. It was freaking stupid.
Yeah, that's not an ad.
No. So just before we get any further, if you guys have any questions throughout the show, tag myself or best bet is probably tag Hereticals. We'll get them out. We will be reading super chats as they come through. And don't forget, if you go to the Hereticals Redbubble and you order yourself awesome little Darth Dawkins Reads the Bible, through the end of the month, all proceeds from that will be going to a trans charity that I think is still yet to be named.
Okay.
So don't forget to grab your cups, your shirts, your mugs, pillows, clocks, whatever. So, anyways, back to what we were doing. Enough of that stuff. I vote Grumpy for Australian Prime Minister.
Cool.
$5 super chat from I Am Raven. I hate ads. Here's some money. So back to the Thule. Okay. In 1918, the Thule Society bought a local weekly newspaper, the Münchener. I can't. It translates to the Munich Observer, and changed its name to the Munich Observer and Sports Paper, in an attempt to improve its circulation. The Munich Observer later became the Volkskur People's Observer, the main Nazi newspaper, and was edited by Karl Harrer. January 5th, 1919, Anton Drexler, who had developed the links between the Thule Society and various extreme right workers' organization in Munich. I can read. I swear to God, I went to school. Together with the Thule Society's Karl Harrer, established the Deutsch. Where's Chris when you need him to pronounce some shit? Anyways, it's the DAP.
Put it in the private chat and I'll pronounce it for you.
Okay. Hey, I got the Deutsch part right.
And I think the thing you were trying to say before was Volks. That's people in German. All right, what do we got? I bet the Partei.
There you go. The Bertha part, or translate, or the word German Workers' Party. Yeah. Adolf joined this party later in the same year. By the end of February 1920, the DAP had been reconstituted as the National, whatever, the NSDAP.
I'm going to throw boring history fact in. The executed socialist leader, Adolf, was probably one of her bodyguards, they think, and he joined the party that he would later go on to lead as a spy for the German army because they were worried about groups like that. They sent him in to infiltrate it. Yep. Just did too good a job.
Yeah. Go ahead, Chris.
No, I think he was just saying, all right. Yeah. Okay.
So the NSDAP, or the National Socialist German Workers' Party, generally known as that German party. Schmittendorf had by then left the Thule Society and never joined the DAP or the N Party. Dietrich Bronder, Brever Hilter Cam 1964, alleged that other members of the Thule Society were later prominent in that Germany. The list include Dietrich Eckart, who coached Hitler on his public speaking skills and had Mein Kampf dedicated to him, as well as Gottfried Feder, Hans Frank, Hermann Göring, Karl Haushofer, Rudolf Hess, Heinrich Himmler, and Alfred Rosenberg.
Rosenberg made a comment after the war. I can't remember where or to who it was, but he specifically stated that party, that group of people, were so successful because a lot of Germans were like fascinated or believed in occult, stuff, occult beliefs, and they played on that. That was part of their propaganda, and that all started with the Thule Society.
Well, actually, one thing is a lot of people, they know the name of it, because it pops up. We'll go over more when we get into the pulp culture, but they don't actually understand the historic significance that society actually had. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that can be traced back from that time in Germany back to these people. And it's an organization that didn't last very long. Well, unless you're conspiracy theory, and then they never quit. They according to them, the Thule Society, which this is part of the conspiracy theory part, but it is thought that the according to certain conspiracy theorists, the Thule Society had actually enveloped the Illuminati when the Illuminati disbanded. Yeah. So they didn't really disband; they just became part of the Thule, which actually is, everybody knows is the infamous they.
Yeah.
So,
And you're kind of right there, Virillion. It was the Thule Society, but they were using the German army because a lot of high-ranking party leaders were in the Thule Society.
Like I said, just that, just like Hydra. Hail Hydra!
Yeah, yeah. Rudolf Hess. I mean, he was technically he was supposed to take over for Adolf if anything ever happened to him, and he was, deep in Thule Society.
He was all up in there.
Yeah.
He was all up in that shit. All right, we're just about done with their activities. So historian Nicholas Godric Clark had described this membership role and other similar claims as spurious and fanciful, noting that Fedor, Eckhart, and Rosenberg were never more than guests to whom the Thule Society extended hospitality during the Bavarian Revolution of 1918. Although he has more recently acknowledged that Hess and Frank were members of the society before they became prominent in Adolf's party. It has also been claimed that Adolf himself was a member. Evidence to the contrary shows that he never actually attended a meeting, as attested by Joanne Herring's Diary of Society's meeting. It is quite clear that Adolf himself had little interest in it and made little time for esoteric matters.
Yeah.
William LaForce and Max Sesselman, staff on the Munich Observer, were Thule members who later joined the NSDAP. Nice try. So the disillusion of the Thule is the next section. You want to comment on any activities before we move into the disillusion? Which the disillusion isn't very long.
No.
All right. So, okay. Early in 1920, Karl Herr was forced out of the DAP as Adolf moved to sever the party's links with the Thule Society, which subsequently fell into decline and was dissolved about 5 years later, well before Adolf came to power.
See, I don't know if that's true.
Well, the society itself was disbanded. The members and their actions were still actually going on from what we kind of learned last time. So the actual society itself, it's like the actual real Illuminati. The Illuminati group itself dissolved, but a lot of the members stayed in different secret societies. So it was still around, but the society itself, it was gone.
Yeah, officially.
Officially gone. So Rudolf von Bettendorf had withdrawn from the Thule in 1919, but in 1933 he returned to Germany in hoping of reviving it. In that year, he published a book entitled Bever Hitler Kam, which is German for Before Hitler Came, in which he claimed that the Thule Society had paved the way for the Fuhrer. Thulers were the ones to whom Adolf first came, and Thulers were the first to unite themselves with Adolf. This claim was not favorably received by Hitler's party. After 1933, esoteric organizations, including the Volkisch occultists, were suppressed. Many closed down by anti-Masonic legislation in 1935. Bettendorf's book was prohibited, and he himself was arrested and imprisoned for a short period in 1934. Afterwards departing to exile into Turkey. I like this one. Was it really disbanded, or they just go ghost protocol? 5 years for an underground society isn't a long time. Oh, good Lord. Darth, piss off. Can you justify your atheism without acknowledging that there is an ultimate primary that is necessary? Well, first off, Darth, not an atheist, once again, and Ed's pretty much not either. So you're on the wrong program there, buddy.
Yep.
So nonetheless, it has been argued that some Thule members and their ideas were incorporated into the Third Reich. Some of the Thule Society's teachings were expressed in the books by Alfred Rosenberg. Many occult ideas found favor with Heinrich Himmler, who, unlike Adolf, had a great interest in mysticism. But the SS under Himmler emulated the structure of Ignatius Loyola's Jesuit order rather than the Thule Society. So, Ed, what does the SS stand for?
Schutzstaffen, or Home Guard.
And what did they do?
They were pretty much the special forces for the Germans in World War II.
So now, because this does kind of tie into what we're talking about here, in the newer movement, what is the SS for now?
That is something that you have to earn. The lightning bolts, or dual Sewillos, because that's what they are. They were stolen from Celtic runes. Anybody in the movement now, you have to earn that, and you earn that by being brutally violent.
Excuse me. So not really much to deal with the actual original meaning behind it then.
No.
All right, so some conspiracy theories. The list isn't very long because, I mean, if we were going to sit here and talk about conspiracy theories on the Adolf's party and the Thule, we'd be here for like 4 weeks.
Yeah. The guy you were talking about earlier, Nicholas, I can't remember his name, wrote the book that you were just talking about.
Yep.
Yeah, that thing's got like 9 chapters, and each chapter's like 200 pages. That's a big, long book.
Yeah. So like the whatever section of the SS, and due to its occult background, the Thule Society has become the center of many conspiracy theories considering Adolf's Germany. Some theories include the creation of the Vril-powered Nazi UFOs.
Yeah.
$2 from Darth Rockus. I am right, and you have read my super chat. So, the Vril, that's going to be a whole different thing here. But, okay. In 1917, 4 members of the Vril Society met in a cafe in Vienna. There were 1 woman and 3 men. The woman was a spiritual medium. They met under the veil of mystery and secrecy. They discussed secret revelations of the coming new age, the spirit of destiny, the magical violent black stone, and making contact with ancient peoples and distant worlds. Their source of power was known as the Black Sun, an infinite beam of light which, through invisible to the human eye, exists in antimatter. The Vril is just that they're just great. Most of the conspiracy theories you hear about the Thule and Adolf's Germany come from the Vril Society.
Yeah,
I mean that we're talking about the underground in the Antarctica, the moon bases, the Hollow Earth. Yeah. So now that was the dissolution. Not really much happened. They just kind of went. There was no big crushing and defeat. They just kind of, after a few of them got arrested, they went, all right, we're done. So we're going to move on now to the Thule and pop culture. Now, a lot of people don't realize just how much the Thule is actually in pop culture itself. Now, when we talk about pop culture, we talk about TV, movies, music, books, stuff like that. So, since it was mentioned in the chat earlier, we'll start off with this one. In Hellboy, the Thule Society was responsible for conducting the Doomsday Ritual that caused the titular hero to appear in our world with the aid of Grigory Rasputin. In the 2004 film adaptation, Professor Brutenholm refers to Adolf having joined the Thule Society in 1937, describing them as a group of German aristocrats obsessed with the occult. That whole bearded heretic, I have to say, I don't agree with Darth, but he does have a cool voice. So in that movie, it wasn't the attachment to the Thule was kind of in a two-stepper, because you had at the beginning when they brought Hellboy in, there was that aspect, but this is where they tie Rasputin into the Thule Society. It was when they tried to summon, I can't even remember, the big tentacle thing at the end to destroy the Earth, kind of like a Cthulhu wannabe. But that whole thing is just racked with different German occult stuff throughout that whole movie. My favorite one was the dead guy he carried on his back. That guy was just fucking great. Now the second Hellboy 2 really didn't touch into any of that at all. They went mythical. They would, which was fine, because that's the way the comics point also was into the mythical with the elves and the giants and stuff. The new Hellboy remake, I enjoyed it. A lot of people hated it. I thought it was pretty good. That was a whole different band of wax there. But if you want just a touch of what the conspiracy theories behind the Thule Society is, the beginning of Hellboy represents almost, you can almost just go, here you go. This is everything we think the Thule's involved in, except for the UFO parts. So next one we're going to cut up to is the Thule Society plays a major role in Full Metal Alchemist, the Conqueror of Shambhala, a movie set after the ending of the 2003 anime of the same name. I don't know anything about it. The only thing I know about Full Metal Alchemist is I think that's the one where the dad takes the girl and the dogs and puts them together to make a human dog hybrid.
Okay.
And the boy's brother is a robot. I said I've never watched Full Metal Alchemist, so I don't know. I can't. And Raven's like, you shush. Like I said, the only reason I know about the dog girl is because of her, and it was not. I guess it's not it was not a good thing. In the show, I guess it upsets a lot of people. So any Full Metal Alchemist fans usually go, whoa. Oh, sorry, not a robot, suit of armor.
Okay.
Well, yeah, Jen, if you want to pop in, talk about some Full Metal Alchemist, she says she watched it. So yeah, because I don't know anything about it. So the link is in the chat there, in the group chat, Jen. Yeah, like Raven said, it's a suit of armor, which Verilion comes back a suit of armor imbued with his brother's soul. So yeah.
All right.
As we're waiting for Jen, well, I might as well kick on to the next one. The Thule Society is referenced in several of Charles Stross's Laundry Files novels and short stories. I know nothing about those. Never even heard of them.
Nope.
Yeah, I have no clue. Yeah, there's a couple on here. I'm going, I have no idea. In the area, 51 novels, the society is mentioned as being the occult force behind the Adolf's party, but we already knew that. There's Jen.
Hey, Jen.
Poop. Give me a sec.
So Full Metal Alchemist and the Thule Society, what do you know? Did we lose you?
Hey, you got me.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, sorry, I hadn't hooked up the audio app for flicking things through. I haven't got my video on because I was sort of ready for bed.
Yeah, so. That's all right. You haven't been feeling so well, so that's we'll
I haven't. That's okay. All right. So Full Metal Alchemist. Basically the boys lose their mother, and their father's gone missing, sort of thing. So they're stuck on their own. The mother dies, and they decide that they're going to bring her back. And in the universe of the Full Metal Alchemist, alchemy is science, so magic is science. It's weird. But of course, for everything you do, there is a price to pay. So, and what they were trying to do should technically not be possible, so that the price that they pay is huge. So, the one brother loses an arm, and the other brother loses his entire body and just becomes a disembodied sort of spirit that somebody who's a really good armorer builds a suit of armor that he basically haunts.
Okay.
So and the whole story is about them trying to figure out a way to undo what they've done to themselves, more or less. And yes, you're totally right about the weird guy who uses alchemy to turn his daughter, can mix his daughter with a dog, and it's but it's really way more messed up than that. This guy's, because it technically wasn't his daughter, it was this semi-daughter thing he'd manufactured for himself because his real daughter had died, and it's messed up. The whole show is incredibly messed up. All the things that they make in it are really, really messed up. But it's a really good anime. It's just, messed up.
Yeah, stick with some Dragon Ball Z. I'll be all right.
Yeah, I wouldn't call it a kid's anime.
So, thank you, Jen, for that.
No problem.
If you want to stick around,
I can, but I don't know much about the Thule Society. To be perfectly honest.
Actually, right now we're into Thule and pop culture, so.
Oh, well, I might know stuff about this, so yeah. I'll hang around. I thought I'd sit up for a bit and listen to you guys and play some Diablo, so I can play games whilst you talk. And if I know something, I'll mention.
So the Thule Society also appears in Steve Gerber's brief run on Marvel's Cloak and Dagger. So there's another MCU.
That's a good show.
There's another. Actually, I haven't watched it because they went too teenager for me. And it's actually
really good. But I've only seen the first season, and I think they stopped making them after that. So it's a little disappointing in that sense.
A junk shop for a second there.
Yeah, it's one of those weird things where when Disney bought Fox and basically got all the extra characters back, the Cloak and Dagger was a Fox production that Disney decided not to continue. It's one of those weird ones that ended up in limbo. So, like a lot of things.
Yeah.
So as Ed touched in earlier, we've got the Hydra in the MCU. Who was it? Somebody earlier had mentioned that too in the chat.
Is that taken from Thule? Is it Hydra?
You can kind of grab the similarities.
Yeah,
it's more Himmler's version. Yeah, Bearded Heretic says, I actually think Hydra was a good analogy for Adolf's party mythicism in the MCU as well.
Yeah.
So the Hydra's more Himmler's branch, but at the same time, it all ties back to that. So
yeah, because they were looking for a way to make super soldiers, basically.
Well, they thought that's what Aryans were anyway.
Yeah.
Humans.
Yeah.
Have
you watched Black Widow yet?
No, I'm not paying the $30 to watch it. I'll wait till it.
Not fair enough.
Let's see. No, go ahead.
They tie some of the stuff from that back to Russia as well. So the super soldier stuff and that.
Yeah, because isn't was it her dad is like one or something like that? The dude in the red suit.
Yeah, he the Red Patriot or something like that he's called, but He was the Russia's first and only super soldier. But technically not her dad. It's complicated. The whole thing's really complicated.
Yeah.
Her entire family is incredibly complicated, as you could imagine. And she thought most of them were dead. Spoilers. Sorry.
Yeah. That's right. The Thule Society plays a role, as we said, in the Marvel comic series Fear itself. In the story, the Thule Society is under the guidance and leadership of the Red Skull, which he uses to protect the Hammer of Scotty when it is summoned to the Earth. Under
Hammer of Scotty?
Scotty.
Oh, Scotty. Is that meant to be like Thor's hammer or something?
No, not. No, I see. We're into comics, and I'm not big on I'm not the comic guy. The comic guy is behind the scenes. Actually,
the comic guy is behind the scenes and not talking.
Well, it's because he's actually working at the same time.
Oh, he's actually working. Poor Chris.
Jay won't let me on the channel anymore, so I don't have a choice.
Yes, Raven Scotty, Skadi. Let's see here. Okay, the Loyalists of Thule, a group dedicated to the hunt of supernatural creatures, are based on the remnants of the Thule Society in Hunter the Vigil by White Wolf Publishing. I know quite a bit about White Wolf games. Vampire the Masquerade, Werewolf the Apocalypse.
Oh, was that group? Okay, yeah.
Yeah, that's that group. Let's see, there was Ghost and Mage and really good group of games. If you're into tabletop gaming, they're real fun to play.
Vampire's awesome.
Vampire, yeah. I like Vampire for the storytelling, but if I wanted to go combat, it was always you got to go Werewolf with the combat. The Werewolf combat was so much better. But the Thule Society is present in the anime 11 Eyes as a hermetic society of dark magic practitioners aiding Adolf's Germany in its war against the Vatican. Huh.
Okay.
But hang on, war against the Vatican? Didn't they basically sign a peace treaty with the Vatican during the war?
Well,
you son of a bitch.
Yeah, Chris might.
Yeah. So the
hold on. Let me say this before you come in here, history man.
Right, you say it, and then I'll correct you.
Okay. Now, a lot of people think this was just a peace treaty with the Vatican, but the Vatican was kind of forced into signing this treaty. It's either you go along with us or you get out of here, and whoever's here is going to be treated like our enemies, and we're going to start sending you to camps.
Yeah, and they knew what was happening to the Jews, so they didn't want that happening to them.
Yeah,
I do understand that, but
okay. So no, the Vatican, I would say, was a fairly willing participant. There was an advantage for them because they became the preferred faith in Germany over the, I guess, the Protestant faiths. Traditionally, Catholicism in Germany is something that's more Southern German or even Austrian, which is where Hitler's from. Additionally, with Mussolini and his lot in power in Italy, the Vatican's right in the middle. But I mean, the Vatican then isn't the Vatican now. It was very much a political organization. At one point it had decent sort of swaths of land.
It's not a political organization now, Chris.
Not to the same extent. It's not to the same extent that it was. But I mean, they celebrated Hitler's birthday in Catholic churches. So the Protestants never did that. Well, sorry, I can't speak for every Protestant church, but certainly the Lutherans and mainstream Protestantism in Germany, they kind of didn't really get too involved in it. They weren't for it. They weren't against it. They were fairly apolitical. But no, the Catholic Church, they jumped right in. They were all in because
they got in bed with the devil.
Yeah, big time, which makes sense, because it's two evil organizations getting together for the the greater evil. I mean, the Catholics have been
and both have done horrible things to children.
yeah, absolutely, and not to mention the Catholic Church has been a fairly anti-Semitic organisation.
Oh yeah,
throughout history. I mean, it's all the passions and all that kind of stuff that you see Mel Gibson, where they basically blame the Jews for Jesus' death. That's straight out of Catholicism. Anyway, that's my history nerd. Over and
out. So the Thule Society is the center for conspiracy, which is the subject of the Serbian 2017 TV series Senke nad Balkanom, which translates to Shadows over the Balkans, set in the interwar kingdom of Yugoslavia. Where did they go? Okay, the Thule Society, as the chat had said earlier, plays a major part in the Wolfenstein video game series.
Yeah.
It is also featured in the video game Clive Barker's Jericho. There is the fictional Brotherhood of Thule is featured in the American branch of the Thule Society in the 1998 video game Black Dahlia. So anyway, get any of them video game nerds out there may know some of these. I know one. I've heard of the Wolfenstein. I've never played them though. Now my favorite out of all of these is references of the Thule Society included the 2013 season 8 episode "Everybody Hates Hitler" of the CW series Supernatural. This is just great. In which the group, man. If Supernatural is the shit, in which a group of society members seeks.
I actually remember that that show.
Yeah, it seeks out a lost ledger containing information about their experiments with necromancy. And the 2016 season 11 episode, "The Vessel," a leading member of the Thule Society vies against Dean to find a piece of the Ark of the Covenant during World War II. In season 12 episode, they've only been waiting for the one you've been waiting for. The Thule leadership endeavors to resurrect Adolf, resulting in the death of both the leaders of the Thule and the resurrected Hitler. So yeah, there was a quite a bit of them in the Supernatural TV show. I can just hear Lizzie in the background going, "I remember that one."
Yeah, I remember that episode. It was a couple of episodes actually. Yeah. It was really good, but.
Yeah, because the original episode had the Golem. The Golem.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, and that dude is really that big. We actually looked it up one day when the first time we seen it. He's actually that freaking big. The dude is monstrous. I think there was some prosthetics in his hand, but otherwise the rest of him was just holy crap. The dude was just a beast. So let's see. What do we got in the chat? Hermeticism is a very wacky philosophical system to begin with. I don't think I know that one. Hermeticism? I got no idea what that is.
Yeah, it's really strange.
Ted Frank says Nazi experiments gone wrong. CW and Juke Nukem.
Yeah. Is that supposed to be Duke Nukem? The video game?
I don't think so.
Who knows?
God damn it. I need to look something up real quick.
Yeah, someone sent me a message. Sorry.
Let's see here. Yeah, I mean, pretty much a lot of the stuff that they like we said earlier, everybody dates back to the Thule Society when a lot of it's not. I mean, it's more Himmler's branch because, like we said before, the John DeSantis. Okay, I'm confused. I missed something here. What John DeSantis?
Oh, yeah. I don't know. And Chris is telling me they pronounce it differently.
Different in Australia. I'm here to kick ass and chew bubblegum, and I'm all out of bubblegum. The German two-headed dog experiment?
What?
Yeah. Oh, Gollum. Okay, yep. Sorry. Gollum in Supernatural was John DeSantis. So if you guys actually want to look up.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a big dude.
He's a big son of a bitch. Groups like the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn and the Rosicrucians are hermetical outfits. Ah, okay. The Golden Dawn numbered Crowley and W.B. Yeats among its members. Okay, yeah, I know.
So that's where they grabbed the name Crowley.
Yeah.
WD name. Okay.
Yeah. So I do know the Rosicrucians because there's a lot of, with the Illuminati and the Freemasons, there's a lot of ties to the Rosicrucians there. Yeah. And of course, I know about Aleister Crowley. So if you know Aleister Crowley, you know about the Order of the Golden Dawn. Yeah, according to the bearded heretic, they attached a second head to a dog. It had two living heads in one body, and it lived for a few weeks, he thinks.
Damn.
I guess what was it? I guess Blood Rain had some ties to the Thule Society. Also, I've never played the games. I watched the first movie. It wasn't bad. It wasn't that great, but from what I hear, the rest of them were just straight up garbage.
So all those ideas of Nazis going to the moon and everything, was that from the Thule Society?
No, it's actually from the Vril Society, which is kind of the offshoot from Thule, but
so Iron Skies delves into that mythology as well.
Yeah, Vril is actually going to be a subject of a cults and conspiracies because that kind of mixes into both cult and conspiracy. Yeah. So when we do the Vril, we'll go into more because that's the on the moon and in Antarctica and aliens and UFOs and beams of light and all kinds of weird mysticisms and
I've got to say, if the Nazis had the ability to get to the moon at that point and build these things in Antarctica and everything, how the hell did they lose this war?
He played the just for reference, if anybody doesn't know, because they didn't watch Supernatural. If you've seen the movie The 13 Ghosts, DeSantis played the Juggernaut in The 13 Ghosts.
Yeah.
So that can give you even better of just how freaking big this dude was. Let's see. Nerdy says, I like the zombie moon Hitler robot Iron Sky. I saw it on Ancient Aliens. I guess they're talking about the two-headed dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently, they also took a brain from one monkey and put it into another one. That probably didn't go over well. Oh, he's also Lurch in the New Addams Family. So,
really? Yeah.
John's a big dude.
So was he a bodybuilder at some point, or?
He's 6'9".
He's just a whole lot of human.
He's a Canadian actor, best known as Lurch on the New Addams Family. He was in the 13th Warrior. Oh, Ragnar the Doer.
Oh,
that yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Let's see. He was the Bus Garden X versus Sever. He played Ollie the Giant. He did the voice of Ollie the Giant in Barbie and the Magic Pegasus.
Okay, you got a query. I mean, don't get me wrong. He was probably a good choice for the role, but there isn't a requirement that the person who does a voice for somebody has to be a giant.
Let's see. Yeah, I mean, he was in Stargate SG-1, Dark Angel, Andromeda, Smallville, Dead Like Me, Earthsea. Blade the series, Painkiller Jane, Dresden Files.
Dresden Files is good.
Supernatural, Sanctuary. Oh, I love Sanctuary. He was just a stunt player in Sanctuary. Eureka, Psych, Smallville, Once Upon a Time. Basically, if you needed a giant motherfucker, you called this guy. Yeah, 6'9". He was in the X-Files. He was the Band-Aid nose man in the episode Home Again. For all our X-Files fans out there. Yeah, Raven says he gained 20 pounds of muscles in 12 weeks for 13 ghosts.
Wow.
So, yeah, he did a voice of Evos in Dead Rising 4. So, God, he's just a big son of a bitch. Yeah, he's in. You look through his stuff, you go, holy crap, that was him? Nickname Big John. I'd say so.
That's a fair nickname.
His star sign is.
Although I'm amazed it wasn't Little John.
His star sign is Scorpio. So for let's see, yeah, I don't really have much else. There wasn't a lot really to go through with the Thule without getting into Vril, and I want to save the Vril for when we actually do the Vril because there's all kinds of crap on them.
Well, now speaking of star signs, though, Rudolf Hess went and seen his astrologer before he took his infamous trip to try and get a peace treaty signed with England, and ended up getting captured instead. And that actually enacted the Hess Act for, I don't know, like a month or so, where they went around pretty much telling all the astrologers, hey, listen, we're not going to have this anymore, because it really pissed Adolf off. Like, he lost his freaking mind when he found out that Hess had went to an astrologer, and that's why he took that flight. So he went after all the astrologers for a while.
Oh, I've heard this one, and this is not one I think I will ever know. But yeah, I can see where they dig it up. They said that if you want a good conspiracy, Bruce Lee and Brandon Lee are both training martial arts in the mountains. Funny that Brandon died the same way Bruce character faked his own death in a movie that Bruce Lee supposedly died making. Yeah, I mean, I have a real soft spot for Brandon and Bruce. I mean, my tagline is "Be water, my friends." You know, I've got the empty your mind. So, yeah, that's just one I won't. No offense to you, bearded heretic. I mean, I've heard it before. It's just not something I'm willing to go over. So, this week on Six Pack. Oh man. Well, yeah, I would love for them to be alive too, but this week on Six Pack, we are rejoined by Claire S. Bear, and I'm expecting a holy crap funny episode this week.
Yeah.
Claire is a riot.
Awesome.
Yeah. Claire is a riot. I can tell you right now, as of this morning, I have, I think, 14 tweets for the dumbass tweet of the week, and it's only Wednesday morning. But
how many
days is Claire just to be clear, of those 14 tweets, only 13 of them are from Ed, yeah?
Actually, I think I got one or two from Jen, too. I got a couple from Matt, almost a doctor, sent me a couple. He found what is that? The Great Believers on Twitter, and then I introduced him to 33UC.
That's not nice.
I said I apologize in advance. I said, but if you want to see some stupid shit, check this one out. He goes, I think my brain's going to leak out of my head.
Yeah, well, I introduced Jay to a company that's coming out with some great new innovations.
Oh, man.
Now that you say about that, Cheshire sent me a video link to give to you for ultimate dumbass of the week.
Oh boy.
Oh, tell me it's the uni video. Tell me it's the uni video with about the FBI.
I can't remember. I'll have to look it up. Look it up in a minute, but yeah.
Oh, that one was freaking. I mean, I normally comment. I don't normally comment on anything Unirock related, but I read
the FBI one.
I listen. I'm like, really? You can't put your FBI logo up anywhere because it's against the law?
Yeah.
What?
Okay.
But yeah, I will. Hang on a sec. I will.
Oh.
I'll find it now. Where was Chesh? Oh no, it's a thing Jeranism did.
Oh, fucking jism. Oh.
I told her this wasn't fair. She hurt my brain.
Oh man. So we got Claire Bear on Saturday. I don't know what's going on on Friday for Six Pack. Since we won't be doing Raelians, I'll have something special in the works. Ed and Jen, you're welcome to join me.
Okay.
Next week.
I won't be here next week.
Oh, that's right, you won't be. But Ed will be here. He ain't got nothing to do.
No, I don't have nothing.
I told you, do UFOs and invite Matt.
Well, I might invite Matt because if I do what I'm going to do, I might invite him for that one because there is some of that stuff. Oh crap! What's this? Oh. Oh, do I got to watch the whole thing?
No, I didn't. I skipped 3 bits, but I wouldn't do it now.
It's 36 minutes long.
I know.
Oh, good Lord. Damn, Chesh, I don't know if I want my brain to melt today.
Blame Chesh.
Ed, you got anything coming up?
Yeah, I'm gonna do a stream tomorrow, kind of a grumpy rant with an update on what's going on with me.
That's tomorrow.
Yeah, I don't know what time yet. I'll figure that out a little bit later on and get everything scheduled and all that good stuff. I can't put it up on Twitter because I'm banned from Twitter for another 4 days.
Yeah.
So keep an
Naughty
eye
Ed.
out.
No one to blame but yourself.
Naughty Ed.
Yeah, whatever. But yeah, I will let everybody know sometime later on today what time that's going to be. But I will have a live stream tomorrow. Let everybody know what's going on.
Bearded Heretic says your accents are awesome. We don't have accents.
I don't have no accent.
I don't hear Jen and Chris's anymore, so I could say they don't have an accent either. Jen, how many streams are you on this weekend? 14, 15 of them?
Just one, mine. As far as I know at the moment, that will be with Matt and I on Saturday night in Australia, early morning for you guys in the US.
You're doing the bathtub?
Doing the bathtub, yeah. So we'll be doing. I can't remember what we're doing this week. To be perfectly honest, I didn't even know if this week would happen, but I think I'm going to be up to it by then. So,
when are you headed to up north?
It's early-ish next week. So, probably Tuesday. So, and I should be back by the end of the weekend. Before the end of the weekend, I don't know.
Raven says I can never understand Chris. It's all blah blah blah. Let's see. Brilliant says there's a trick to not getting banned on Twitter. Don't go near it.
Yeah.
I have just about got my script done for my video. I was hoping to get out this weekend, but the video I was working on is 7 minutes long, but he only talks about Buddhism for about 3 minutes of that, and then he goes into preaching. So I had to find some other stuff from different videos to go over. So it's just about done. Hopefully I will have that done by this week. Like I said, it's one of those like Ed like Chris is calling it my angry Buddhist video. As you can see, angry Buddhist. At some point, I will be joining Claire. I got to get with her on her AITAs because I told her she had the wrong host on yesterday. She needs to get the right host on.
She got it right the first time.
What?
What?
She got it right the first time.
Oh, she got it right the first time. I didn't hear the she part. I just heard got it right the first time. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about?
Yeah, it's too quick for you.
Chris, do we have a debate coming up Sunday?
Well, that depends on. Well, I need to ask either Matt or I'm thinking probably with Jen not being well, I might have to have a conversation with Matt. Am I a doctor? Because I'd love for him and Atangelo to have a conversation on physics.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you should ask Matt. He's in the chat, or he was.
Yeah, Matt, if you're still there, mate. Yeah, I'll flick you a message and we'll tee it up. But I think Atangelo, he's pretty happy and open to embarrass himself again. So, you know, he failed at history with the historian. He doesn't know the Bible, and now he's going to get. Well, actually,
to be fair, at least Matt wouldn't have to pull his hair out quite as much with Antangelo as he did with Numpty.
Well, look, let's not. Okay, cool. So now that's I'm going to give Matt credit there because I mean he had his ass handed to him in the last debate. So it's good that he's backing up and taking on the mental genius known as Atangelo. Oh, sorry, did I say genius? A mental gymnast.
Gymnast, yeah, definitely a mental gymnast.
Yeah.
You've got to be prepared for the fact that he's obviously a professional groundskeeper because he keeps moving the fucking goalposts.
You should see the stuff he sent me on. Yeah, because I hit him up on a few things, and he didn't have an answer for them because they never do. But their answer is always, "Oh, let me send you a link to some." So it's great. It's got the proof, and all it was links to a blog that he has where he quotes these people who no one's ever heard of, and comes up with like it's if there was ever trying to get a square peg into a round hole, it's some of this shit. It is just like it's yeah. Anyway, it's there'll be videos coming out, and Atangelo never lets us.
I think I still got the link that Atangelo sent us last time. I might send it to Matt so he's prepared. I'm sorry, I'm beeping at you.
There's no way. There's no way to prepare for this. It's
there's not really.
It's just
you're gonna have to put up with me beeping for the next 28 days every now and then during streams and stuff because of the heart monitor I'm wearing all the time. So
well, that's all right. We've been trying to censor you anyway, so this'll.
It'll just beat me, yeah.
Raver wants to know why we don't have subtitles, so we can understand what you're saying.
Because there's enough Americans that know what you're on about, and you're kicking me off the show anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm getting banned from the channel, so it's what's the point? Why invest?
Yeah, Kyle couldn't achieve it the first time, so he's having a second attempt.
You shush.
The only hope I've got is the police come and arrest him.
Yeah.
The subtitles would just come across as blah, blah, blah. So what's the point?
Exactly, see?
Brilliant says Tangelo is going to cite the second law of thermodynamics and the first law of motion for the singularity.
Yeah, well, it's... I was pretty impressed that I got Tangelo to agree to evolution.
Yeah, but he doesn't really.
He did it the same way that Ken Ham agrees with evolution.
No, I think he actually tripped up a bit.
Yeah, but he was trying to do a Ken Ham, but he didn't use the right language for it.
Yeah, well, it's pretty bad when you're not even good enough to be Ken Ham. But anyway,
yeah, it's pretty dreadful.
That's it is what it is.
Who do we have a guest for next week? For six pack?
Yeah, we will. But I can't tell you yet.
I didn't know if we had one or not.
Yeah, I'm working on it. I've always got things. I've always got a few fires sort of burning away. But no, it's we'll let everyone know on Friday because I don't want to overshadow this week's guest with the following week and confuse things. So, but no, we'll have. There's always going to be a special guest, or we're getting a few semi-regulars sort of now. So it's we're even going to have full 6 panels and. Until we get rid of Jay.
Yeah, that ain't gonna happen.
But under control.
I love this. I would like him. I would really like him to try thermodynamics. I didn't suffer through several degrees worth of thermodynamics and not use it in a year.
All right, everyone tune in on Sunday because it's going to be beautiful.
Yeah, and I've sent Matt the link that Otangelo sent us about the Big Bang.
Too easy. I think what we might do is we might set it up as a moderated conversation. But I would encourage everyone to really come back and enjoy the show.
Yeah.
So. You can't get rid of Jay's BBC. It circles the whole earth. So everybody.
So that's the big snake that Numpty was talking about.
That's the snake Numpty was talking about.
All the
Christians live in the BBC. All the dead Christians live in the BBC, do they? that would totally explain British television.
Anybody else got anything?
No.
Nope. All right.
No.
Well, thank you everybody for joining us today on Hereticals for Cults and Conspiracy. This was the Thule Society Part 2, pop culture and all that other crap. For everybody here at Hereticals, I want to thank you. I've been Jay, that's been Chris, that's been Jen, and that's been Grumpy. Until Friday when we see you on Six Pack, have a good day and be water, my friends.
See you.
Bye.